Arsenal, Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. It's happening now. The game that we've all been dreading. Even though we're 3-0 up, we've a lot of us have been dreading it. And I've heard kind of mixed things about that, really. A lot of us have been dreading it, myself included. I've just got that gut feeling with Real Madrid. Um, but a lot of other fans are very confident. I've seen a few of them say we've got nothing to worry about, that the 3 goals that we scored is enough. But this is the Bernabeu we're talking about. A lot of stuff happens at the Bernabeu, and today could be no exception. But look, as things stand, we're 3 goals ahead on aggregate, and all we have to do is avoid conceding 3 goals. Even better if we can score some, but the main priority should just be avoid conceding. And look, I'm not really thrilled for this right now because I know what referees are like for Real Madrid. They absolutely love them. They're absolute sweethearts for them. And so I'm expecting a lot of diving for dodgy free kicks, dodgy penalties, trying to get Arsenal players sent off. It's what I'm expecting. Hopefully it don't happen, but still. But look, there's a few ways we could approach this now. I'm curious to see how Arteta will approach it. We could, as most people predict that we're going to do, play the absolute scummiest low block that you have ever seen. Or we could go for that 4th goal. We could try and score at the Bernabeu. We can put that nail in the coffin, if you will. We'll make them feel it. Even in the morale, they couldn't. We've scored against them in the Bernabeu, and now the morale will be gone. The morale would be absolutely gone. But it's really a debate. I'm interested to see how other people would handle this. Because for me personally, I think, and this is just me personally, I think Real Madrid would actually feed off of a low block. They're the kind of team that can make something from nothing. All it takes is just a little moment of magic, and they can find the back of the net. And if we put too much respect on them, they will absolutely feed on it. They will be enjoying football, and that's what scares me the most about it. But we're going to have to go into our starting 11. In goal, David Raya pulled some brilliant saves. Really kept us in the game, especially that shot that he saved against Mbappe. That realistically, looking back at it now, that realistically should have been 1-0. But David Raya, he came in clutch. He saw where the ball was going. Can't knock it. In our defence, obviously we've got to start with Saliba. Very strong. Very has a very strong presence in that midfield. Not a lot really got past him in the first leg. Maybe there was like 1 or 2 passes that managed to open us up. But other than that, Saliba is still very solid. His centre-back partner will have to be Jakub Kiwior. Obviously, of course, because Gabriel is injured, it kind of has to be, and we don't really have anyone else other than that. But I will give credit where it's due. I have been Jakub Kiwior's biggest criticizer. I've been on his back all season. But for a few weeks now, he actually has impressed. I can't lie. He's been very impressive. I think he's learnt to not make those silly mistakes that I've always criticised him for. He's been strong. He's been avoiding giving the ball away in silly areas. The way he holds the ball as well. Normally, I would say that when you put pressure on Jakub Kiwior, he capitulates. He hasn't been doing that recently, so credit where it's due. What else is there? I would have to say Yuri and Timber. I'm hearing that Yuri and Timber's fine. So if he's fine, he should play, definitely. Who was the other one? Miles Lewis-Skelly, that was it. Don't know why I forgot him. But Miles Lewis-Skelly, again, he gets the ball, he runs into those dangerous positions. He will hold the ball down. We have seen it. We've seen it time and time again. The only thing I'm a little bit cautious of is if he puts in a reckless challenge or two. He has done that a little bit throughout the season. Not as of recently, but that concern's always going to be there for me. But Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's still a young player. He still has a lot to learn. And I think give him a few years' time, and he'll prove that he's one of the best defenders / midfielders. Going into our midfield, obviously I would have to start with our captain, Odegaard. A lot of people give him criticism, Odegaard, and I think it's very undue, personally. Odegaard, if you see the way that he plays, he gets himself in positions so that he can draw in opposition players. That gives the players that we have, the players on the ball, that gives them more space to work with. And don't get me wrong, this has not been his best season. I've seen a few mistakes. I've seen moments that I just can't help but criticize. And even his shooting, I think, his finishing, when he gets in those positions, we need that back. Because right now it is just completely off. But look, I still think he's a brilliant player. I still think he does push forward. He does try to make things happen. Maybe we can experiment a little bit in the near future with the captain's armband. Maybe try and give it Declan Rice, see how that works. But look, Odegaard, I still rate him as a player. Speaking of Declan Rice, he's also going to have to start for obvious reasons. He's a great defensive midfielder, but he's also proven that he knows where the net is, especially with those free kicks. My lord, those have to be the most world-class free kicks I have ever seen. And even he himself, he has said that is the best part of his career. Not much else to really say about that. But yeah, it has to be Declan Rice. Maybe he can get another one as well. If he can get another one, get us 4 goals ahead on aggregate, kill the whole thing off, I'll start to feel a bit more comfortable. And finally, Thomas Partey. Sometimes a bit sloppy on the ball, very rarely, but all in all, I do think he's a good player, very strong. He does look for the common sense passes, which sometimes irks me when players don't do that. But he will do that. He will find those simple passes. And he will also try and push us forward as well, which is weird. It definitely feels a bit weird saying, because a lot of the season I've been criticizing us while we just go backwards, sideways. That has been a real issue for me. Sometimes I can understand it. You can't go forward all the time, but even on our counter-attacks, 9 times out of 10, we find a way to just stop and go back. And our attack. And I'm not really sure. I know who I'm going to pick, obviously, but I'm wondering how much of the impact our attack will make. But obviously, we're going to have to start with Bukayo Saka. Still a brilliant player. You looked at where he put the balls, where he was trying to cross it in. Every single time he crossed it in, no one was there to get it, yes. But you look at the position of where he was putting them in, that would be where a natural goal scorer would be, roughly. And if we had that natural goal scorer, who knows, we could have actually won that game a good 6-7-0. But he's a brilliant player. He just needs that centre forward. Moving into the left wing, it's going to have to be Martinelli. I love his work rate. He will run up and down the pitch for you. I've said it so many times, but I genuinely do believe it. His work rate is so impressive. As of recently, he's done quite well as well. Very, very decent performances. Um, which isn't something I've been saying all season. I've been very critical of him. But I think Martinelli, he has that potential. His work ethic cannot be questioned, and he was causing absolute hell for that Real Madrid defense. The only issue that I saw was when he was crossing the ball, it would go over absolutely everyone. That's definitely something he needs to work on if he wants to get those assists and get players in those decent positions. All in all, though, I do think he would have defenders on the back end if we can find the ball to him, assuming he stays on side, because obviously we know what happened earlier on the season when he was found offside, despite looking down the line. But overall, work ethic is brilliant, and I think it's the work ethic that's going to win us today. That's going to get us through to the semi-finals. And of course, our centre forward, Mikel Mourinho. Initially, and this was interesting enough for me, initially I'm very critical of Mikel Mourinho as a centre forward. And I am still critical. Obviously, it's not his natural position. But something that was interesting that I saw is that since he got that position, he scored 6 goals in 9 games. That is an impressive feat for someone who isn't a natural centre forward. And imagine what we could do if we had that natural centre forward. You look at the chances that he scores, but you also look at the chances that he misses. You think if that was a natural centre forward, it should be going in the back of the net. But yeah, that's my starting 11 for now. I don't want to make any predictions on the score. I'm too scared to. I'm too scared to test the fate here. But all I can hope now is that we get over to the semi-finals, because that alone is a statement. It's a statement victory. Because not only did we get to the semi-finals, which is just one place off of the finals, but we did it by beating the previous champions. And obviously, the club that's won it the most out of everyone. That would be a statement victory, and those kind of statement victories attract players. They will attract players like Gyökeres and Nico Williams and all these players that we're linked to. That is attractive to them. And that's what we need. Attract the players. We need to prove to them that this is the project they want to be in. And hopefully we'll come back stronger next season. But that's it for now. Like and share, comment. Please subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will be seeing you in the live watch along. Goodbye.